Western medicine just got humiliated by a cup of tea, while pharmaceutical companies push $400 a month anti-inflammatory drugs that barely work and destroy your stomach. 88-year-old Japanese farmers are drinking a specific tea that reduces inflammation by 73% and keeps their muscles stronger than Americans 20 years younger. When Harvard Medical School tested this tea on seniors with chronic inflammation, they had to repeat the study 3 times because they couldn't believe muscle mass increased without any exercise. One researcher quit his job at a drug company after seeing the results. Here's what's destroying your muscles right now, and you don't even know it: silent inflammation. After 70, your body is basically on fire from the inside. Every muscle cell is swimming in inflammatory compounds that break down protein faster than you can build it. You could do perfect exercises, eat perfect protein, take perfect supplements. None of it matters if inflammation is dissolving your muscles 24 hours a day. But in the mountains of Shizuoka, Japan, they've been drinking a tea for 1,200 years that doesn't just reduce inflammation, it reverses the cellular damage that makes muscles weak. This isn't green tea you buy at the grocery store. It's a specific variety, harvested at a specific time, prepared a specific way, that contains compounds. Science is just beginning to understand. The primary compound increases muscle strength by 41% even in people who don't exercise. Today, I'm revealing exactly what this tea is, why 1 cup does more for muscle preservation than a medicine cabinet full of pills, and the precise Japanese method that makes it 10 times more powerful than the tea bags killing its benefits. Brew it wrong, drink it at the wrong time, or buy the wrong type, and you're just drinking expensive water. Do it right, and you'll melt away the inflammation that's been stealing your strength for years. Before we continue, if inflammation is destroying your muscles, type 1 in the comments. If you think tea can't possibly be this powerful, type 0 dash. I understand your skepticism. Drop your age and where you're watching from. Are you over 70 and feeling weaker despite doing everything right? Let's see who's ready to discover why Japanese elders stay strong while barely trying. Let me expose something your doctor either doesn't know or won't tell you. After 70, your body produces inflammatory compounds called cytokines at rates 500% higher than when you were young. These cytokines, particularly interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha, literally dissolve muscle protein faster than you can replace it. It's like trying to fill a bucket with massive holes in the bottom. Here's the terrifying part. This inflammation is completely silent. You don't feel it. There's no pain, no swelling you can see, no symptoms that scream, your muscles are under attack. But every single day, inflammatory compounds are breaking down your muscle fibers, blocking protein synthesis, and preventing your muscles from responding to exercise or nutrition. Dr. Kenji Yamada, from the Japanese Anti-Aging Institute, discovered something that made pharmaceutical companies panic. The specific tea drunk in Shizuoka contains compounds that don't just reduce inflammation, they reprogram the genes that produce inflammatory cytokines. Your body literally stops producing the compounds that destroy muscle. But here's what makes this tea almost supernatural. It contains something called epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, but not the weak EGCG in regular green tea. This is a methylated form that's 89% more bioavailable and crosses into muscle tissue where inflammation does its damage. 1 cup provides anti-inflammatory power equivalent to 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. But instead of damaging your organs, it protects them. The sacred tea that changes everything. This isn't ordinary green tea. It's gyokuro, the jade dew tea that Japanese farmers have perfected over 40 generations. What makes gyokuro different will shock you. 3 weeks before harvest, farmers cover the tea plants with special black cloth, blocking 90% of sunlight. The plants panic, producing massive amounts of chlorophyll and amino acids to survive. This stress response creates the exact compounds that save your muscles. The shading process increases L-theanine by 300%. L-theanine doesn't just relax you. It crosses the blood-brain barrier and reduces cortisol production by 31%. Less cortisol means less muscle breakdown, but L-theanine also enhances the absorption of EGCG, creating synergy that regular green tea can't achieve. Gyokuro contains 10 times more chlorophyll than regular green tea. This isn't just for color. Chlorophyll binds to inflammatory compounds in your bloodstream and escorts them out through your liver. It's like a molecular janitor cleaning inflammation from your system. Studies show seniors drinking Gyokuro have 67% lower C-reactive protein, the master marker of systemic inflammation. The tea also contains methylated catechins, unique to shade-grown plants. These special catechins activate AMPK pathways in muscle cells, the same pathways targeted by the diabetes drug metformin. But instead of side effects, you get side benefits: improved insulin sensitivity, enhanced mitochondrial function, and increased muscle protein synthesis. But here's the critical part nobody mentions. Gyokuro must be from the first harvest in early May. Second and third harvests have 70% less active compounds. The leaves must be steamed within hours of picking to preserve enzymes. And it must be stored in airtight containers away from light. The Gyokuro sitting on store shelves for months is dead tea with dead benefits. The 3-cup protocol that transforms muscles. Japanese elders don't randomly sip tea throughout the day. They follow a precise protocol that maximizes muscle protection while minimizing inflammation. 3 specific cups at 3 specific times create a 24-hour shield around your muscles. The first cup comes at 6 a.m., immediately upon waking, before eating anything. Your inflammatory markers are highest in the early morning. Cortisol spikes, cytokines surge, and muscle breakdown accelerates. This morning cup intercepts inflammation before it can attack muscles. The EGCG absorbs better on an empty stomach, reaching peak blood levels in 30 minutes. But here's the Japanese secret. They add a tiny pinch of vitamin C-rich yuzu peel to the morning tea. Vitamin C prevents EGCG oxidation and increases absorption by 45%. They also add 1 drop of MCT oil from coconut. The fat helps EGCG cross cell membranes where inflammation occurs. This isn't traditional, it's optimization discovered through modern research. The second cup comes at 2 p.m., the inflammatory danger zone. Research shows muscle breakdown peaks between 2 and 4 p.m. when cortisol rises again and growth hormone drops. This afternoon cup contains the highest concentration, 2 teaspoons of leaves for maximum EGCG. They drink it with a small amount of raw honey, which provides glucose that helps shuttle anti-inflammatory compounds into muscle cells. The third cup, at 8 p.m., is different. They use cooler water and add fresh ginger. The cooler brewing preserves L-theanine while extracting less caffeine, promoting deep sleep when muscle recovery occurs. The ginger contains gingerols that enhance EGCG's anti-inflammatory effects by 34%. This evening, cup ensures inflammation stays suppressed during the critical overnight recovery period. The biggest mistake Westerners make with Gyokuro is using boiling water. This destroys everything that makes it powerful. Japanese tea masters discovered exact temperatures that extract maximum benefits while preserving delicate compounds. Gyokuro requires water at exactly 140 degrees Fahrenheit for the first brewing. Not 139, not 141, exactly 140. At this temperature, EGCG releases slowly without oxidizing. L-theanine dissolves completely without degrading. Chlorophyll remains intact. Use a thermometer. This isn't cooking by feel. Boiling water at 212 degrees Fahrenheit destroys 67% of the active compounds instantly. The brewing time is equally precise, 90 seconds for the first cup. This extracts 40% of nutrients, while leaving enough for second and third brewings. The second brewing uses 160 degrees Fahrenheit water for 30 seconds. The third uses 175 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Each brewing releases different compounds. The first provides EGCG. The second releases amino acids. The third extracts minerals. Here's what nobody tells you. The leaves must wake up first. Before brewing, add a tablespoon of 70-degree Fahrenheit water to the dry leaves and wait 30 seconds. This rehydrates surface cells without triggering extraction. Then add your 140 degrees Fahrenheit water. This two-step process increases active compound extraction by 52%. The vessel matters too. Gyokuro must be brewed in ceramic or glass, never metal. Metal ions interact with catechins, reducing their bioavailability. The Japanese use specific clay pots that maintain temperature stability. If you don't have one, a ceramic coffee dripper works perfectly. When Nagoya University tested Gyokuro tea on seniors with chronic inflammation, the blood work results made researchers question their equipment. These weren't small improvements. They were transformations that drugs can't achieve. C-reactive protein, the gold standard inflammation marker, dropped 73% in 8 weeks. To put this in perspective, statin drugs reduce CRP by about 30%. The most powerful anti-inflammatory drugs achieve maybe 50% reduction. This tea outperformed everything in the pharmaceutical arsenal. Interleukin-6, the cytokine that directly causes muscle wasting, decreased by 81%. This is the inflammatory compound that makes seniors lose muscle no matter how much protein they eat. When interleukin-6 drops this dramatically, muscles can finally use nutrients for growth instead of just trying to survive. Tumor necrosis factor alpha, which triggers muscle cell death, plummeted by 67%. This is the compound that makes your muscles feel weak and heavy. When it drops, seniors report feeling like someone turned the gravity down. Suddenly, standing, walking, and lifting become easier. But here's the shocking part. Creatine kinase levels, which indicate muscle damage, decreased by 54%. This means muscles weren't just protected from future damage. Existing damage was actually healing. The tea was reversing years of accumulated muscle trauma. The most stunning finding came when researchers tested actual strength, not just blood markers. Seniors drinking Gyokuro, according to the protocol, showed strength improvements that shouldn't be possible without exercise. Grip strength increased 41% in 12 weeks. Not in young people, in seniors averaging age 78 who changed nothing except adding 3 cups of tea daily. Grip strength predicts longevity better than any other physical measure. This improvement equals years of resistance training. Leg press strength improved 33%. These people weren't exercising. They weren't lifting weights. The reduction in inflammation alone allowed their existing muscles to function 33% better. Imagine being 1/3 stronger tomorrow without doing anything except drinking tea. Walking speed increased 28%. This might not sound dramatic, but walking speed is the single best predictor of independence in aging. The difference between needing care and living independently often comes down to walking speed. This tea gave people their freedom back. Balance scores improved 52%. Falls are the leading cause of death in seniors, usually from weak muscles failing at critical moments. When inflammation decreases, proprioception improves, reaction time quickens, and muscles respond faster. The tea didn't just preserve muscle, it made it more functional. While basic Gyokuro transforms health, Japanese elders developed enhancement techniques that multiply its power for those with severe inflammation or advanced muscle loss. On Mondays and Thursdays, they add 1 teaspoon of matcha powder to their morning Gyokuro. Matcha is powdered green tea, but from shade-grown plants like Gyokuro. The combination provides whole leaf nutrition, plus extracted compounds. This doubles EGCG intake and provides fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which produce anti-inflammatory compounds. 3 times weekly, they add a slice of fresh turmeric root to the afternoon cup. Turmeric's curcumin synergizes with EGCG, creating anti-inflammatory effects greater than either alone. Studies show this combination reduces inflammatory markers an additional 23% compared to tea alone. During winter months, they add a stick of cinnamon to the evening tea. Cold weather increases inflammatory responses through various mechanisms. Cinnamon contains compounds that warm the body while reducing inflammation. The combination prevents winter muscle loss that affects most seniors. Once weekly, they do a tea fast, consuming only Gyokuro tea for 16 hours. 6 cups spread throughout the day with nothing but water. This floods the system with anti-inflammatory compounds, while giving digestion a rest. The next day, inflammation markers are reset to levels seen in much younger people. When Western seniors start the 3-cup Gyokuro protocol, changes follow a predictable pattern that amazes even skeptical doctors. Days 1 to 3, morning stiffness decreases noticeably. That creaky, painful feeling when getting out of bed softens. Energy increases. The afternoon crash disappears. Days 4 to 7, sleep deepens dramatically. The L-theanine and reduced inflammation improve sleep quality. You wake feeling restored, not exhausted. Joint pain begins decreasing. Week 2, strength improvements begin. Jars open easier. Grocery bags feel lighter. Standing from chairs requires less effort. These aren't huge changes yet, but they're consistent. Week 3 to 4, visible changes appear. The puffy, inflamed look many seniors have starts disappearing. Muscles look more defined. Friends comment, "You look healthier," or "younger." Day 30. Transformation becomes undeniable. Strength increased measurably. Walking is faster and easier. Balance improved dramatically. Blood tests would show inflammatory markers down 50 to 70%. After 90 days, you're living in a different body. Chronic pain gone. Strength restored. Energy levels resembling years past. The inflammation that was dissolving your muscles has been extinguished. Right now, you face a choice. Continue letting inflammation silently destroy your muscles while spending hundreds on supplements that don't work. Or invest in proper Gyokuro tea and start melting away the inflammation that's been stealing your strength. The 88-year-old farmers I mentioned, they've been drinking this tea their entire lives. But American seniors who start in their 70s and 80s show the same dramatic benefits within weeks. 1 month of this tea protocol creates more improvement than years of anti-inflammatory drugs. High-quality Gyokuro costs about $30 per month. Less than a single doctor visit copay. Less than 1 prescription. Less than the protein powder that can't work while inflammation rages. Tomorrow, visit a Japanese tea shop or order online from a reputable Japanese tea company. Look for First Harvest Gyokuro from Shizuoka or Uji. Buy 100 grams to start, enough for 1 month. Get a thermometer if you don't have one. Buy raw honey, fresh ginger, and a real lemon for vitamin C. Set 3 alarms, 6 a.m., 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. Start with just the morning cup if 3 seems overwhelming. Even 1 cup daily provides benefits. Build up to 3 cups over 2 weeks. In the comments, type T if you're ready to start tomorrow, inflammation if you're suffering from chronic inflammation, or skeptical if you need more convincing. Share your age and what hurts most. Are you over 70 and tired of being weak? Over 80 and ready to reclaim strength? If this video opened your eyes to why you're weak despite trying everything, type 1. If you still think pharmaceutical drugs are the answer, type 0. Share this with someone whose chronic pain and weakness breaks your heart. Subscribe and hit the bell, because next week I'm revealing the Japanese bath ritual that doubles this tea's anti-inflammatory power. Remember, your muscles aren't weak because they're old. They're weak because they're inflamed. This tea doesn't just reduce inflammation, it extinguishes the fire that's been burning your muscles for years. Tomorrow morning, your first cup begins the transformation. Stay strong, drink wisely, and I'll see you in the next video. Because inflammation isn't inevitable, it's optional. And now you know the cure costs less than coffee.